Morning. Going to talk about bonded versus unbonded again. I keep getting that question, so I figured I'd make a summary video maybe to clear this up for you. And the only thing you have to do to understand this, it's a lot of people make it complex. Maybe I've made it complex in the past. I'm not going to talk as an electrician. I'm going to talk in simple terms. You just have to understand an electrical ecosystem. What makes up an ecosystem? Because within one ecosystem, you only have one bond point where the neutral and the ground bond together. That's what we're talking about today. I'll explain it. And I also have a real simple written explanation I'll put down below. I talk about my new battery backup systems that I'm testing. I'll put up this QR code and I'll put a link in the description below. I have built a page if you want to go there. I have the new, very inexpensive battery backup system that I've been testing. I have generators on there. I have generator cords on there. I have EMP shields. I have soft starts. I have everything that you could think about. I've been putting up on that page. So go over to it if you're interested in something. It should be listed over there. And if not, tell me and I'll put it back up. Just give me one of these. That's all I live for nowadays is just a like button. Let's see if we can get 1,000 likes. Here we go, Doc. Okay, so why is one bonding point so important? In simple terms, you only have one bonding point to ensure that stray electricity always has a simple, clear path back to the source, which prevents metal surfaces like appliances, doors, generators, frames from becoming live and shocking you. Why this matters? You're preventing parallel paths. If you bond two paths, like at the panel and the generator, electricity can split and travel through the ground wire or metal conduits, creating a hot loop where it shouldn't be. Clearing faults. A single bond ensures that if a wire shorts out, the circuit breaker will see the surge immediately and trip, cutting off the power. Safety. Without a single clear bond, safety devices might not trip during a short, leaving metal equipment energized and dangerous to touch. Okay, house, cabin, power meter down there, that's an ecosystem. Barn, chicken houses, warehouse over here, power meter, this is another ecosystem. This runs off, this has a power line coming into a separate meter and a separate panel. So again, this is its own ecosystem and I should only have one bonding point. So if I show you, we've been working on this yesterday. We're actually putting solar panels up, as you can see from the boxes over here. Let me move this. This right here, there's your power meter. There's your panel. And I actually have a generator cord running into this, and there is one bonding point inside here. There's actually a separate ground bar and it's bonded it together. So here's a generator, an old generator. If I were to take that generator and plug it into here, that thing is bonded right now. That generator is not unbonded. It is bonded. So I'd have to go in there and figure out how to unbond that generator. And it's an old one. I don't know how to do that anyways. But that, I can take that, I can pull that around. I can use that anywhere I want because that is still bonded. It is its own ecosystem. If I connect it to this, I'm going to have to unbond it because it will now become part of this ecosystem. That's the barn area. That's an ecosystem. Now I'm back at the house. I have a power meter outside here that goes into my main panel. This is a whole nother ecosystem. Power panel is outside here. This is my main panel, and there is one bonding point inside this panel. Now, I will tell you that from this panel, I actually feed over to my cabin, which has a sub panel. This is where it gets a little bit confusing for people. So I have a breaker here, it says cabin, that feeds over back over to my cabin, and I have a sub panel over there. That sub panel can't be bonded because it's part of this ecosystem. I'm going to take you over there and I'm going to show you that panel because I was working on it today. But I also have a generator sitting right outside here. I have a generator that plugs in right in here. That generator has to be unbonded because it's part of this ecosystem. Of course, my firewood guy decides to show up right now and it's pouring rain. So let me go out here and show you this generator. I have a generator. See that generator? It is unbonded. It's not safe to use by itself. So if I wanted to take that generator and go up to my field and use a skill saw or something, I'd have to rebond that. And they actually make a bonding plug. You can buy a bonding plug for like 15 bucks on Amazon. I need to find a link for that. Take one of the 120 outlets that's active, plug it into there, and now it's rebonded. You don't have to go back and rewire it. You don't have to put in a toggle switch. Just put in a bonding plug. Unbonded, not safe to use by itself. You can't put it in your truck and take it camping. It has to be bonded because now it leaves this ecosystem and it becomes its own ecosystem. Let me take you over to the cabin and I'll show you how the cabin with a sub panel is still part of this ecosystem. House is over there. I have a wire underground that feeds this cabin. I also have my EcoFlow big system in here. Isn't that a nice little cabin? I opened this up so you could see this. We were doing some work on this. This is unbonded. This is a little bit confusing because the way that my electrician hooked this up, without getting real confusing here, this is supposed to be a neutral and this is supposed to be a neutral bar, and then there's supposed to be a ground bar somewhere in here. Well, he didn't even worry about the ground bar. He turned this neutral bar into a ground bar. So I have these two hot legs. This is your two hot wires, L1, L2, and then a neutral. This is my neutral. This is my ground. However, if I don't have, there's a little plastic thing right there and it says bonding screw hole. Since there's not a screw in that hole right there, these two are not bonded. They are unbonded. So this is considered a sub panel, which is unbonded. You can see that I have actually an EMP shield up here, which goes down into this circuit here. If you don't have one of those, get one of those. I show you. So what's interesting, Nick came over today and he was telling me a story that one of his customers had this issue. He had a dock, and on his dock he had a sub panel and couldn't figure out why the GFCI breakers kept tripping and tripping and tripping. He spent the whole day and then he realized whoever installed the sub panel bonded it. A sub panel that connects to that ecosystem needs to be unbonded the same way a generator needs to be unbonded. There's only one bonding point, and if you are confused, get an electrician to help you. This is my massive EcoFlow system. It's raining, it's cloudy, we probably won't have much solar. There we go. This is a huge EcoFlow system. I have a 2224 cable, which is a massive cable. Runs back over to my house and ties into my house. This runs as a floating neutral when you tie it into a box. This is smart enough to detect that. So this is unbonded when it goes into my panel. Again, it becomes part of that ecosystem. The way that you can tell on generators is you can actually look on the front of your generator and it'll say some language. It'll either say bonded neutral, unbonded neutral, floating neutral, and it'll tell you. The one thing I do like about Champion generators is they actually have a video, and I'll put it up. Champion actually has a video that shows you how to unbond their generators. So this is from the manufacturer. They have a video. It shows you how to remove the panel, how to unbond those two wires where they're located. You unbond them, then you wrap up the neutral wire so it doesn't touch anything, and now your generator is unbonded. If you want to pull that generator and take it on a camping trip, then you buy a bonding plug. Put a bonding plug in there, and then you'll be all set. So I hope that is better explained, the fact that if you're going to connect a generator into your panel, get an electrician to install that plug. Go watch my other videos. I just did a huge amount of videos on this, on connecting different generators, but usually those small generators are floating neutral, but if you're going to hook one up, it needs to be unbonded. I'm tired of talking about bonded versus unbonded, but I figured I'd give a little better explanation on it. That's it, and I've got my new video coming out, which is a huge video about backup battery systems, everything from massive systems like this all the way down to little teeny generators. So make sure you subscribe, and I'm getting out of the rain.